Okay, this is going to be something a little bit different than what I normally do. I'm not going to necessarily show you the most amazing card trick in the world, but I'm going to show you a very cool method, okay? I realize that wasn't a great sales pitch for this video, but stay with me. I'm more interested in you learning this method and seeing this method because you'll probably come up with something really cool to do with it. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use this secret before, at least not quite this way. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. The trick will be simple, just to make a point. So I got a deck of cards here, and it looks pretty shuffled. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the deck with my spectator. So that's about halfway, is about right here, something like that. Here, you take those cards, and I want you to shuffle them up all you want, and they'll do that. Okay, they can actually shuffle these cards up like this. Right, cut them all they want, get them all shuffled. They can look at them or not look at them. It doesn't matter. They actually get them shuffled. And then I have a packet here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get my cards all shuffled as well. Okay, I can look at them or not look at them, and I can shuffle them and cut them. Okay, so now this is just simple, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them to select a packet, and from that packet they will select the card. Okay, so which packet would you like to select the card from? Say they select this one. Okay, so we spread it out, take the card out, don't let me see it, and I would not need to see it at all. Let's just say they take this one, totally free choice and totally random. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so you've got it, and set those aside. Now, you've got your card memorized, and here's my packet of cards. I want you to lose it somewhere in my packet like this, okay? Put it wherever you want, shuffle them up. They can do it, or you can do it, whatever you want to do, shuffle them up. Now, let's go like this just to make sure. It's going to be my job now to find your card. Now, however you want to do that, again, I'm not going to go into some big long routine. I just want to show you the method here. And I'm going to show you that I'm going to be able to find their card no matter what it is, right? So, and I can do it pretty quickly too. Here's my cards. I can say to them, do you see your card? You see it? Okay. What I can do is I can read their mind. Just rather than pull it out, because I already know what it is, just simply from that ribbon spread, I would know their card. And I would say, okay, you're thinking of, well, it's not a low card, it's not a high card, it's kind of in the middle, like a 6, 7, or 8, something like that. I'm thinking maybe 6. Are you thinking about a 6? It's either red or black. I think it's probably is it a red 6? Okay, and that makes it a heart or a diamond. So think really hard about that. Is it 6? Oh, 6 of diamonds. Is that what it was? Let's see. What is that in here somewhere? Let's see where your card is. Oh yeah, there it is. 6 of diamonds right there. Amazing. Now, you could do that any way you want to. The point of this video is that I've got these cards separated in a way that most people, even magicians, would not know. Here's what I mean. If I had 26 cards here that were all black and 26 cards here that were all red, and we moved a card from one packet to the other, obviously you'd be able to find it. It'd be the only red card in the black packet or the only black card in the red packet. You'd never do that, right? That wouldn't be any good because you wouldn't be able to show the cards. Another way to do it is you could have all the clubs and hearts in one packet and all the spades and diamonds in the other packet, or whatever you want, right? And you'd have 26 cards in each packet. If somebody moved one card from here to there, you just look for the odd card. If this was the spades and hearts, I'd look for the club and diamond that shouldn't be here, and that would be their card, right? We all know that. But the problem with that is when you spread them, maybe some people would notice, if they're card players, all the cards being, only 2 suits. So that wouldn't be a great way to do that, right? If these were all spades and diamonds, it might be kind of obvious to some card players. It certainly would be to magicians. So the next level is, well, what if we just did all the odd cards in one packet and all the even cards? That would work, because most people don't think of like Jack, Queen, and King as being even or odd, even though they are. Jack is 11, King is 13, so they're odd. The Queen would be part of the evens, right? And what would be great is all the even cards would be in one and all the odd cards would be in another. If you selected an even card and put it in the odd packet, it'd be very easy for me to go find the card that doesn't belong. That's the chosen card. But once again, if you spread the cards, someone with a sharp eye might notice all the similarities of all the odd cards or all the even cards, and maybe not so as much, but a magician might pick it up. So I began to think, well, how could we split the deck in such a way that they really do look mixed, even though there's two very distinct things about these card packets. If you were to take a card, in fact, I'll spread them out here for you to see. If you were to take a card from this packet and put it in here, I can tell you I would find it instantly because of a secret that I know as a magician. And you may know this secret too, but you may not have used it this way. Okay, are you ready? Have I built it up enough? Here it is. In any deck of cards, any standard deck of cards like this, you have to be careful with some sort of cards that have weird artwork. We'll just say like with a bicycle deck. There are two types of cards. One type is called a one-way card, and then there's a non-one-way card, a card that is not one-way. What do I mean by a one-way? Well, every standard deck has 22 one-way cards. This is a one-way card. And if you don't know, I'll explain to you. The reason why this is a one-way card is because that card can only go one way, and you can see when it's upside down, right? And the reason why it's one way, because that club right there is going that direction. If I turn it this way, it's going another direction. So it's one way, right? The same thing with the 6 of clubs. This is a different orientation. You see, these clubs are all, from my point of view, they're all right side up. But if this card was turned over, I'd be able to detect that it's been turned over. And a lot of times we use one-way cards by putting all the cards in their correct orientation like this, put them all going the same way, right? The 8's a little hard to see, but that's one way. It's the only diamond that's a one-way. And this is an old trick, probably learned this when you're a Cub Scout. I mean, this is one of those old card tricks where all these cards are going one way, right? And if you were to take one out, like this one, and put it back in the other way, you could find it because it's the only card going the wrong direction. These are what one-way cards do. When we get to the 3 of hearts, you can see it should have been turned this way. Okay, that's the definition of a one-way card. And one-way cards, there's always 22 of them. That means there are 30 cards in the deck that are not one way. You can't tell when the 4 of spades is upside down. The same is true for every diamond, except for the 7 of diamonds. Every court card is not one way. These cards don't have an orientation that way, right? So what we've done, and they're kind of mixed up, some of them are similar, but if you take this part of the deck, the non-one-way, the 30 non-way cards, and get them shuffled up, sometimes it might even be good to kind of go and kind of make your own shuffle so that they even look shuffled, even though they are, you want them to look shuffled. And then what I did was I took this half of the deck, the one-way cards, I put the ace of spades right there as a marker. And when you spread the deck, it should, for the most part, look pretty shuffled, because people do not have any idea about one-way cards and non-one-way cards. Only magicians do, and even then, I think this would fool a magician. So I'm going, okay, so these cards look pretty shuffled, but let's get them even more shuffled. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the cards at that ace of spades, and I'm going to give you about half the deck, and I'm really not. I'm giving them 30 cards, but it doesn't matter. In fact, I think it's better that it's not exactly half, because it looks more random. And I just took this half and gave them that. Here, they can shuffle to their heart's content. These are all the non-one-way cards. I can shuffle them up. I've got the one-ways. It doesn't matter their orientation, because I'm not using that principle. I am just using the distinction between these two kinds of cards. So when these are all mixed up and those are all mixed up, watch what happens. In fact, let's not even look at this card, right? Let's take one out of the middle, in fact. Let's take one of these, and we're just going to slip it into here. You and I won't even look at it, okay? See what happens. I've taken a non-one-way card and put it in this packet, and we shuffle it up. Watch what happens. You'll be surprised how quickly you can see, if you're familiar with the one-way concept. In most cases, you can see it pretty fast, okay? So we're going to go like this. And remember, I have all the one-ways, so we're looking for a non-one-way. I just found it just like that. And one of the reasons I found it is because diamonds are all, except for the 7 of diamonds, diamonds are always non-one-way. So I immediately knew that was the card, 3 of diamonds. All these are one-way cards. That's the only one that's not. Very fast. Here's another thing. since there's a lot of court cards in here, there's a good chance somebody's going to select a court card, and it just pops right out when you do that. So when you spread them, you can instantly see if there's a court card. That's it. There's a lot of diamonds. You can instantly see if it's a diamond or other than the 7. So it's just really, really a fast way. So again, I'm not trying to show you a cool trick so much as a method for discovering a card, something that probably needs to be played around with a little bit. Maybe you come up with some ideas on how to use that. If you do, I hope you share it and let us know. But I think we're on to something with just a slightly new way to discover a card in 2 different packs. Okay? Have fun with that.